Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 with me here on Estancia Lapacho. It's just after 7 AM in the morning. Got a long day ahead of us. We have got to do some serious harvest work on our fields. All of them, which if you haven't been paying attention now includes field 7 and 8, which I bought in the last episode. At the end of the last episode, I was waiting for the fields to grow and be ready to harvest. They are. During that time, I cleared out a few more of the stupid little pine tree things on this field here and started to terraform a bit, ready for my next project, which is why my money has tanked horrendously down to just $46,000 or pounds. Pretty much went bankrupt terraforming. Haven't taken any loans. Finance wise, we are loan free at the moment. So, but land purchases, construction costs, those ate a lot of money yesterday. Ridiculous. And unfortunately, I don't know whether to show you or not really. Oh, I don't know whether to show you the extent of my terraforming efforts, which I'm going to say, to use that famous Jeremy Clarkson quote from Top Gear, I was ambitious, but rubbish. I was ambitious, but very rubbish. I kind of messed up quite a bit and did quite a lot of damage. This field especially has suffered in that it has been nibbled at down this side. So there's like chunks missing out of it. So I'm going to have to fix that. The path now tilts horribly to the left and it's a bit bumpy. Look, oh, I've lost crop. I've lost down here. Oh my lord. You go down here and it's worse. Look at this flipping state of this down here, look. And I can't smooth or flatten that out because the game says I don't own field 29, even though this is my land. The lumps on this side of my land, I can't flatten that out. And then I started doing this and trying to get this into a nice level area. And it's hard to tell because of the fog, but as you can see, I've just got a great big gorge. Oh, most of it's at one level. And, you know, if I can smooth it out with the road here a bit, we'll have another entryway into and out of the field. I need to take down a few more pine trees. Most of the little trees I've got rid of. I went round with the stump grinder, just set this is, you know, pretty much the lowest setting to the ground, and just drove over them all and cut them all out. But the big ones I've got to come back with the chainsaw and a truck, and then I want to get this, like I say, all levelled off nicely because I want to then plough it and put a field on it. And I've talked in previous videos about doing mine's gone blank. Grass. I was going to do a big grass field. That's not quite as urgent anymore because of the situation with the sheep, the bug with the sheep, meaning we had to get rid of them. And because I don't have cows yet, it's not a massive urgency thing to have, you know, lots of grass on hand. So what I plan to do is plough and create a pretty big field on that area and use it for crops, general crops. And what I'm thinking of doing is getting into the whole root crop business. Start doing some potatoes, sugar beet, maybe even sugar cane as I've never ever done that, ever. Never done sugarcane, so it's probably worth having a go at that. Field 7's also got sunflowers on it, so I'm probably going to try and harvest both fields at the same time. And what I plan to do today, the first trailer loads that I get of each crop, they're going in the silo. Once the silo is maxed out and can't hold any more crop because I've run out of capacity, then we'll sell what's left. That's my plan. So we're going to have sunflower, corn, and we've got that one field of canola, which was field 8, which we acquired. So we're going to get that harvested. That'll probably just store. I probably won't have any extra there to sell. And then because of the state of the fields, because obviously I have basically not ploughed them for quite a while now, and I've not lined them, they're going to need some major work doing on them. And like I said in the previous video, now I own fields 7 and 8. Whilst I've got the plough out, I'll join these two fields together to make another big super field. And I'll rework some of the edges, like I've done with the other fields, give myself some room to manoeuvre equipment and machinery. Because that's important, having the room, because we've got like the big buds and stuff which don't turn on a dime, do they? They're pretty big turning circles. But look at them all. Mist, bit misty here on the South American farm. But it's going to be a nice sunny day. The forecast is bright sunshine. I've never seen it rain yet on this map. It does rain on the other maps. I've had it rain on the other maps. And the game tells me that I can't harvest the stuff in the rain, which makes me sad. Oh, I've missed a load of crop. Well, we'll go get them because we're going to come back down anyway and carry on. It shows you how much I shrunk field 5 and 6 by, when you think this headland, fields 5 and 6 used to be come out to about the same distance. So I've took quite a bit off of those fields. So yeah, I've lost quite a bit of crop, you know. Probably, what, 10,000 litres of crop maybe off of field 6? 5 and 6, you could argue, because of my shrinking of the field. Definitely going to work on getting put field 3. Going to have to widen that again. Now I've messed around with the bloody that flipping thing. Oh man, I really wish I hadn't done that. Using the smoothing tool and everything. The problem is, because the land slope is on a slope anyway, whether you're trying to flatten it or level it, as you start, it just raises it starts raising the terrain then up to that point, and then you get into a world of trouble. Or if you go the other way, it starts cutting into the land, and then you end up in a world of trouble. And it's like, oh god. That's what happened basically on the side of field 3. I was trying to level the path to the field next to it, and I just got in a right pickle. And unfortunately, there's no undo button on the terraforming tools. You would have to reload your save and hope you'd saved at a point conveniently just before you started playing with the terraforming tools, which I hadn't done. I would have lost hours of progress. So I'm kind of having to live with my bad decision now. Hopefully I can repair it and rectify it. Have to see. I might just have to take a little bit off the edges and get the smooth tool out again. And ideally, I would want the camber on the path to slope away from the field, a bit like this, so that when I'm driving up and down it with equipment, I'm a bit more like this. I don't want to be leaning into the field, because then there's the risk that if equipment, like the combines or whatever, overlap, they can get stuck, they can hit the terrain, the high point, and it throws them off and throws them out, especially seeders. Seeders are very, very finicky when it comes to terrain adjustments. If the ground changes too much on one side to the other, it basically stops seeding. And I notice people complain online about having patches in their fields where basically the seeder hasn't seeded. It's because of the terrain differences. Missed a bit. I'm going to leave that. I'm not bothered about one stalk. It's going to get ploughed in anyway. And I'm going to be careful today as well when I'm talking to you guys, that I also keep an eye on that fill count, so I don't go destroying my crop by driving into it when we get full at 60,000 litres. Oh, bit of a bump there, isn't there? A bit of a ridge. But as I say, I'm probably going to take quite a bit off the side of field 7 anyway, and 8. Off this edge. Because I want to take out the kink that's in field 8. And what I'll probably do then is make it a little bit wider on the edge in front of me, because we've got a bit of room there to play with because of what I took off field 6, so I can gain a couple of yards back on the edges of field 7 and 8 up here. And it'll also be nice to get rid of them bushes. Definitely nice to get rid of those bushes. Yeah, I'm not actually getting a bad yield off this, despite the fact I haven't ploughed or lined since the last time I did corn and sunflowers. I'm getting a decent amount of crop. So hopefully I'll be able to sell enough today, once we've filled the silos, to correct my money situation, which will allow me to hopefully get on and do the terraforming, sort all that out, rectify everything. I'll probably put a time-lapse speedy up bit in of the harvest bit now, because this is actually going to take quite a while. So here we go then with the time-lapse speedy up bit, and I'm bringing some new musical selections today from the wonderful YouTube copyright-free audio library, because we don't want to get any strikes or claims on the video. Going to do the harvest, get the harvest in, and obviously for those of you that know, when I'm doing the time-lapse speedy up bit, I have to record the commentary in post. So again, I consider the fact that I've done really well to get what was actually quite a long video down to a very short video for YouTube. One of the shortest yet, I would think. But hopefully we're going to get all the sunflower harvested, then get the corn harvested, then the canola, and then we can hopefully just chill out and relax a bit before I have to do some work on trying to fix the mess up I've made of that terraforming. But it's certainly going to be good. And obviously we need to get the fields put back into their normal production routine, which means we're going to have to plough the fields, we're going to have to lime them, we're going to have to fertilise them, because I've been neglecting them the last couple of harvests, because I really haven't been focused too much on the harvest while I was sorting out that, trying to troubleshoot that issue with the sheep. and check to see why that wasn't working, or test things to see if I could get it working. Unfortunately, I couldn't, so the sheep have gone for the moment. They may come back, I may bring them back, I've said, and may possibly put them on another part of the farm. I don't know. It depends. Depends on if they will work or not, or whether it's just a fact that my save is broken. And the patches that Giants release don't retrospectively go back and fix problems that are baked into saves. But it's certainly nice tootling up and down in the harvester. Like I say, this is kind of an easy way to do the harvest. Just drive up and down, drive straight across the big field and then on to field 7. Fields 1, 2 and 3 are going to be very similar. And I actually forgot at that point. At that point I forgot that I was supposed to be doing field 7 and turned around. Again, because I wasn't actually commentating at this point, I was just sort of on autopilot. I was just kicking back in my chair, doing it, almost falling asleep, and as a result, I messed up. But I did get better on this. I didn't do any crop destruction because I was keeping my eye on the counter. I was making sure I stopped before I broke all the crops. Plenty of sunflowers loaded up. Like I say, hopefully fill the silo, and then with the excess, get that to the one of the sell points, and hopefully make a good chunk of money, because we're going to need it. Going to need it because of the terraforming. It was looking so promising, you know. A while back we had like 800,000 in the bank, you know. It was starting to make gains, and it's all gone Pete Tong. Might as well get that a little bit while I'm here. Bit of first person camera footage. However, as a result, I've missed a big chunk of the field. First person in the combine is not easy. First person in a combine is not easy. I much prefer combining in third person because I can see where the header is, where the edge of it is. Certainly when I do the corn harvest in a little while, I do that much better. I don't think I miss any bits there on the corn harvest because I just follow the edge so much better because of the camera angle. I think I got better on this field as well towards the end, but as I miss another great chunk, which I don't think I went back and got. May have missed that. Not too bothered, like I say. If I'd been that bothered about these harvests, I would have made sure I'd worked the fields properly beforehand. It was just to make sure that I'd got some income coming in whilst I was troubleshooting my save and problems that I was having. But now we've got into horse farming. That's probably in kind of some ways maybe a blessing that the sheep are broken, because I do believe the horses are going to be far more profitable in the long run. But I can have 16 at a time in my horse pen. And when fully trained up, they're worth 50,000 each. You know, the 10 horses I've got now are going to be worth 500,000 on their own. You know, so it's going to be, you know, looking at 500 quite a bit of money, you know, of $500,000 for, you know, horses. Just horses. Wow. And like I say, they're not that bad to keep. They don't need a lot of food. They don't need a lot of water. They don't need cleaning. They don't make a mess like all the other animals and need their pens cleaning and all the time. They don't reproduce, which causes more drains on food, water and cleanliness. I don't yet see a drawback to having horses. Okay, so we filled the silo and we've still got a bit left in the trailer, so we must go back. So anything we harvest now is to be sold. This is our profit for the day. If I can get this bit up here. Get that bit of it. Yeah, I missed the other bit. I didn't go back for the other bit. I didn't. I think I notice it later on when I'm doing the canola harvest and it's too late at that point. Right, quick check of the prices. I think we're heading to the harbour to sell this little, I think there's about 29,000 litres or so. I think it's hard to tell as I'm recording this because the preview window in Vegas is so small I can't actually read what that says on the fill gauge. I'll only be able to see it once I've finished rendering out the video and I've got it uploaded, then I'll be able to tell how much crop I've got at the minute. Made a little bit of money. Back to the farm, and then we can start on the corn harvest. Like I say, got 3 fields to do there. Should hopefully give us a good amount. Same header, of course, don't need to change the header. We will do when we come to do the canola harvest. I'll have to swap the headers. Good way of harvesting this, actually, just work the fields this way. Also means when I come to the end of the harvest will be closer to the farm, closer to the sheds, so I won't have to go so far to return it. I can actually position it in a good spot so that when so the trailer can unload from it, drive to the silo and then come back and pick up any excess that we may need to sell, if there is any excess to sell. There should be 3 fields, I mean, crikey. Should get a load off of these, even without prior preparation of the fields. Yeah, I'm definitely doing a better job of harvesting the corn. I'm not missing bits. Excuse me, my throat is still a little bit sore and still got a bad chest. I'm not recovering well from this bug that strikes me down just before Christmas. I always get sick at Christmas, I don't know why. I always end up really sick, and then usually after Christmas, like sort of Christmas Day, Box Day, I get really sick. And then I'm usually on like antibiotics and stuff. Oh no, a bit of crop destruction. My first blip. Yeah, I usually get sick. The last couple, 2-3 years, I've been really sick at Christmas, over the Christmas and New Year period, to the point where I've almost been put in hospital. I've been on, you know, real strong antibiotics, courses of steroids and stuff. Because the unfortunate problem is when you've got respiratory problems like me, and you've got, you know, severe respiratory conditions, the worst things you can get this time of year, the colds and flus and stuff like that, which are everywhere, they become killers. Especially when you also have the added complication like me that you're allergic to like flu vaccines and stuff, so you can't have them to give you that little bit of a protection against the bugs. And of course, you're coming into so many people this time of year who just love spreading their diseases about. Now you're having to go shopping more than you do at any other point in the year. You're seeing people that you probably don't see at any other point in the year. And as I say, bugs are rife. But I'm pleased that I've still been able to keep churning out the videos and recording the videos despite the fact that I'm not feeling great. In actual fact, the videos are kind of keeping me going at the moment because I'm enjoying them so much. They're kind of my drive and motivation each day to get up and, you know, do something. Otherwise, I would probably be in bed right now. Nearly finished with our harvest. A bit more to do on these two fields, and then it'll just be finishing off field 3, which, like I say, it has been wrecked a little bit by the terraforming, which I'm going to fix, get to sorting out. I've also noticed during this, as I was recording this and doing like the harvesting and that, especially as I was doing field 4, 5 and 6, and certainly as I'm travelling in this direction towards field 3, I noticed there is quite a dip and hollow in the middle of field 3, and I think that's what's caused my problems with the terraforming on the edge, because there's like this natural dip in the middle of the field. The edges of the field are higher than the field itself, and that's what's caused the problem. As I've tried like smoothing the terrain and everything, it's just made the situation worse. I think what I've got to do to fix it is I've actually got to kind of raise the middle. Like, see here, there's definitely a dip there in that field there. To my left, there's a dip. I've got to raise that up, but I've got to start raising it up from the middle of the field outwards. Because again, the terrain goes up once you reach this point. I've got to flatten from the middle of the field across the path towards that other field. And that's how I'll get the contours right and get the height right and the smoothness and everything correct. I've also got to do it in a way that I start from the lowest point edge, the bottom of the field, and do it in like strips. Do a strip, then go up a bit higher on the field, do a strip across. That way you get the proper sort of staggering of the terraforming, the correct staggering of height, and then from there, when you do the smooth tool, it smooths better. You don't get all these humps and bumps and like jumps and ramps I've got in some places. I'm starting to figure out the quirks of the terraforming tool, I must admit. But it definitely does take some practice to get used to it. I definitely wouldn't do it. I wouldn't advise doing it on a proper save that you've put a lot of time into, like I've done on this one. I would definitely say try it on a test map first, or a test save or something. Because there is no undo buttons, there's no refunds. Oh, why is this combine not unloading? Oh, there we go. Alright, that's the last little bit we need. I surprisingly don't have all that much corn. In fact, I don't think I've got any excess corn. I think this is going in the silo. Yeah, pretty much. That's a bit of a bummer. Got no corn to sell. What about? Am I going to get? I'm not going to get more than. I'm not going to get a trailer load off of this field. This will just be going in the... I'm not going to have anything to sell, am I? At this rate? That's not good then, because that means I'm not going to have a lot of funds to do the terraforming with at the beginning of the next episode. I mean, we're only at about, what, £151,000 at the minute in the bank? That will disappear very quickly when I start terraforming. We need some harvests. We need some crops, and we need to start selling some stuff. Need to start getting back to the basics again. Of course, these crops are bad because you don't get no additional product to sell. You know, you don't get straw, which happens to be quite profitable on this map at the ranch or the barn or whatever they call it, the animal dealership. Selling a trailer load of straw is quite, you know, a good bit of money. You get, you know, about 10 grand for a trailer full. And you get quite a few trailer fulls off of these fields when you're doing wheat, barley, oats. You know? So I think maybe my next couple of harvests will have to be back in that vein. So I get not just the crop, but then I get the straw as well to sell. I mean, I know I've got plenty of straw in my hayloft, so, you know, if I do start getting a bit financially tight, I can empty my hayloft, because I think I've got over 500,000 litres of straw stored in the hayloft, which is about 50 grand's worth. Right, we're loaded up on canola. I am going to go and sell it. I was going to store it in the silo, but I've decided to sell it. I remembered as well, it's not my crop. It's the, it was already on the field when I bought it, so yeah, I'm definitely selling it. I wouldn't feel right putting that in my silo, because it's not mine. And I might be kind enough to make a small donation to the farmer anyway for it, even though I probably gave him a decent market price for his field. I've probably already paid for the crop. But anyway, we'll take this to the bakery and get it sold, and then we'll see how things go. And then we're probably going to be close to the end of this episode now. Now I've managed to speed it up and time lapse it and trim it right down. I'll have to do a longer video to make up for it in my next one. But there we go, get this put back, get it parked on the old silo. We know where the trailer is for next time. No, actually, I'm going to power wash it, actually, because it's looking a bit mucky, and so is the tractor. Okay, so that's the harvest done. And the trailer a quick wash. I decided to sell the canola rather than bank it because technically speaking it wasn't my crop. I inherited that from the farmer I bought the land off, and although I paid him very good price for the land and you know, probably above market value for it, I still think I will donate him a little bit of what I got from the sale of that canola, just as a token of goodwill. You know, it pays to keep the locals on your side. Maybe a time when I need their help. So best keep them sweet and happy by looking after them. Plus I needed the money as well, because I kind of overestimated. I overestimated how much crop I was going to get off those fields, and possibly how much I already had in my silos, because I didn't have any excess really to sell. Which means my next plan which was to hopefully fix the terraforming gaffoo I've made over on field 3, and then get the plough and put the field edge back on it properly and tidy the field up a bit where I've goofed up, and then start looking at obviously ploughing, liming and everything, all the fields which we need to do, get them back into production, and obviously join 7 and 8. So what I'm going to do now is, between now and the next episode off camera, I'm going to do the terraforming bit and sort the field out. I may record some of it to put into the next video as clips, see how I feel. And then when I actually come back and do the next video, the next episode, we will be getting into the process of getting these fields tidied up and back into a good shape, so we can get ready to plant our next set of crops and hopefully get better yields off of them and good harvest, so that we can actually make a bit of money from selling the stuff. So that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do. I thank you all for watching this video and this episode. I hope you remember to leave your likes and share the video wherever you see fit. I also hope if you've got any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback, etc, 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 you will leave them down below in the comment section. And if you're not already doing so, please remember to smash that subscribe button. That's very important. And I'll see you all again very soon with another video. Goodbye.